Hello, Taurus. I'm going to shuffle the cards here, and then we'll get right into the Taroscope for Taurus. Okay, so let's see what we've got. Ooh, Satisfaction. That's the first card up. That's 9 of Cups. And let's see what else is coming up for Taurus. 9 of Cups can also be wish fulfillment. So if there's something that you've been wanting or looking to happen, 9 of Cups is a card of wish fulfillment, satisfaction, satiation, feeling full, and it can sometimes mean that a wish comes true. Be careful of not going overboard with this card. It can sometimes mean being a little smug, like everything goes my way, or overindulgence, and especially in terms of food and drink, so be careful with that. But other than that, 9 of Cups is a very, very pleasant, happy card. It's 9 cups, which represent the emotions, the heart. So it's 9 hearts, which is fullness. Sometimes can mean completion of something too. So it's sort of like you get your wish fulfilled, and then you complete that cycle, because a 9 is the ending of a cycle. So enjoy the satisfaction at the beginning of the month, feeling satisfied with what's around you, feeling like maybe a wish has come true. Also, you have a lot of optimism and new energy and invigoration. Page of Wands. Wands are the fire vital spirit, and the element that represents fire. So what it means, Page is all about willingness and willing to try things out. So it means, having a can-do attitude, feeling like I have optimism, I have fire, I have willingness, I can take things on. It's sort of like that feeling when you're ready to take on a new project, or I'm willing to put forth the energy and the fire and the vitality to make something happen. So this is a card full of optimism, energy, vitality, enthusiasm is really a big word for this card. Really fun way to start the month for you. There is a project that might be giving you some trouble. This is collaborative work. So 3 of Coins is the artist card. It's a card of collaboration in the Rider-Waite. It has the architect, the builder, and then the client. Those are the 3 coins that are going to be using the building. We just see the builder in this card. But it means social collaboration, things that bring in money, building something, being creative, developing something. Because the card's in reverse, it's saying that there may be a project, a money-making project, or a creative art. You may be having writer's block, creative blocks, or that socially, collaboratively, there could be things going on at work that just seem to be blocking you, or in delay, or, sometimes 3 of Coins in reverse can mean red tape, that there's like building permits that are having to get through before you can actually build the thing that you want to build. So it could be bureaucracy or administration holding up the creative building process. You may run into some of that, and because of that, you may be coming into some lack of recognition or success. Like it might be that you're running into creative writer's block or creative block, and therefore your success and recognition is being held up or stymied or delay or is in shadow. 6 of Wands is a success and triumph card. This means coming in on your high horse and receiving the wreath of laurels of like the winner recognition. So because it's in reverse, there might be delay. What I'm getting is delay of work projects, and therefore you're not getting the recognition that you were hoping for or that you've earned because of this bureaucratic red tape, difficulty with group projects or, projects getting off the ground. So, but just know that your willingness and your enthusiasm, it doesn't mean that these projects aren't going forward. It just means that there might be some delay. And success is there, but be careful to not let delays or setbacks throw you off of your horse, because this is a capable person. This is a person who's full of triumph and success, but in reverse it means that they may fall off their horse. So be careful that you don't let these delays create something where you get a bad reputation, or where your success is overthrown, just let it be that, you know, if this is in delay or in shadow, that's okay. In the middle of the month, you've got a lot of this wands energy that's surrounding this wish fulfillment. So it tells me that this wish may be fulfilled by a lot of action and work on your part. We can see that in the second part of the month, your willingness and your enthusiasm turns into action. So, and you may be carrying a large part of the burden, or whatever you're working on. You may be carrying a large part of the work and feeling a little overworked. 10 of Wands means carrying a burden or feeling oppressed. You can see that he's carrying 10 wands. And the question that I always ask with 10 of Wands is, what can you put down that's not necessary? You seem to be carrying a lot. And Page of Wands has turned into Knight of Wands in the middle of the month. So that means you're taking action. You're experimenting on things. Knights are experimenters, so they go between extremes. So Knight of Wands means being active, taking charge, but it can sometimes mean being cocky and overly confident. On the high side, Knight of Wands is confident. He goes for it. He's willing to take the lead, but he can sometimes be overly confident to being the point of being like cocky and, you know, egotistical or arrogant. Be careful that you don't take on those qualities of the Jack of Wands, but he gives you a lot of energy. In the Rider-Waite, he's on a horse that is on 2 legs. It's rearing up. So he's got a lot of energy, confidence, boldness. You know, he's daring, but be careful that you're not too daring, that you're not foolhardy. You know, he's very brave, but be careful that it doesn't go into recklessness. 10 of Wands, again, that's carrying the majority of the load, the majority of the burden. This tells me you might take on a leadership role, or you might take on the lion's share of the work of a particular project. 10 of Wands tells me to tell you, be careful that you're not taking on too much. You don't want to break your back. And ask, 10 of Wands always asks, what can you put down? What are you carrying that's not necessary? 10 of Wands is also the teacher card. So sometimes the way that you can offload some of these extra wands is by sharing your ideas with others or assigning them out to others, because you can teach, you can share ideas, and that can lighten your load. But you have a lot of energy is what I'm seeing. You're doing a lot of work. You're taking a lot of action. That's all this vital force energy. And that is surrounding your satisfaction card. So, you know, it might be satisfying for you to complete whatever project you're working on, even despite some roadblocks that you might encounter. Also in the middle of the month, you've got 6 of Coins, which is resources, knowledge, and power. You can see in this card, it's a card of the haves and the have-nots. So I always ask when this card comes up, who are you identifying with? The person who has the money from all this hard work, who's doling out the coins, who's being generous? Or do you identify with the person who's receiving the coins? Are you the person who's needing money? Are you in the person of the have-not who's asking for money? Or are you the person who's not receiving anything? That's like the beggar who doesn't have any access. So where are you in this relationship of this card? And one of the things I always point out in this card too is that there's this scales, this balance. So make sure that you're giving and receiving in balance. That's what unlocks the power of the resources here. So you may be giving a lot too. Make sure that you're receiving, you know, compensation for this hard work that you're doing is what 6 of Coins tells me. Also, your judgment is very intact here. This is the Chariot. So the Chariot is very focused. He's able to direct things with his mind. He's able to make good decisions. He balances the energies between the dark horse and the light horse. So this is the horse of the unconscious, subconscious mind. This is the conscious mind. It's the right and left side of the brain. So you're making good decisions, relying on your intuition, and Chariot is success and victory, determination and will. So what it tells me following this 6 of Wands here is these are both cards of success and victory. If whatever you wanted to happen at the beginning of the month is not happening, that's 6 of Wands in reverse, it's going to happen in the middle of the month. So it's this group project that's being delayed here at the beginning of the month, it's going to turn around and you're going to find success and victory through the sheer determination of your will. That's what Chariot says. So don't give up here. If it doesn't happen in the beginning of the month, keep pressing forward, keep working hard. Use this energy that's available to you. Make sure that you're compensated for it, and you will have a success, victory. You'll cross that finish line towards the middle of the month. Then towards the end of the month, interesting, you have two cards that are initiation beginning cards, Ace and Magician, which is card 1. So both of these, interesting too, they're surrounding 5 of Cups, which is grief or sorrow. So what I'm going to say is that you may have wanted, I'm going to read this as you here, Taurus, because Queen of Coins is an earth sign. So this could be Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo, but I'm seeing it as you, Taurus, for some reason. I'm really picking up on this is the person who is grounded, who is solid. Sometimes Taurus or Queen of Coins especially can show up as the person who manages the household, the person who's in charge of the money, the person who like cooks meals, the person who opens their doors to receive others and takes care of others. She's often in charge of like children and animals and visitors. I think of her as like the tavern keeper. She's looking off, away, in the direction away from what's going on here. So, there is a grief or disappointment here. This is 5 of Cups, which is sorrow. So there might be some way, I'm not getting, it's also in reverse, so I'm not getting that it's going to be a major sorrow or disappointment. What I'm reading this as disappointment rather than grief or sorrow or despair. I'm getting that something is not going the way that your heart had wished it had. Like you may be disappointed by someone, or you may have had a hope that things go a certain way and they don't. Like this person's just downcast and crestfallen. They're focusing, in some ways, this card is saying, be careful that you don't focus on the negative. This is the 3 cups, the heart's wishes that have been spilled. But yet you still have things that are going your way. These are 2 cups. This is emotion. This is the heart element. So you just need to turn around and take a look at what is going your way. There may be some ways, though, in which you are disappointed, or you may not see things go the way you had hoped. But there is something about a new beginning here. I think you may have been hoping in the end of the month, if you had been hoping for a new chapter, for things to go a new way, that's Ace of Coins, new lifestyle, new money. If you had been hoping for a job, I don't know that you're going to get it towards the end of the month, Taurus, because this can sometimes be new money coming in, new job, new offer, new lifestyle. Aces are new beginnings, and coins represent money, the physical world, lifestyle, our environment. This is like a garden that's being offered to you by the universe. But because it's surrounded by, it's in relation to this 5 of Cups, I'm not seeing that coming through. And this may even have been a dream of how you'd like things to begin going, like a new idealized lifestyle. If it's dependent upon someone else, I think there may be some disappointment there. However, what's also featured and highlighted here is your own personal creative power. This is Magician, who draws upon the elements, the etheric realm, and brings things down into earth using the resources that he has, which, by the way, are all in line with this. This is all coins energy here. 3 of Coins, the project that gets delayed, or the work environment that is tied up in red tape, or it's just not, it's group projects not working well together, or creative block. This is resources, money coming in from hard work that's being done. And then this is bringing into the physical world what you are capable of creating through your own focus. So what I'm going to say is keep your focus. This is a card of focus. This is a card of focus, and this is you. So keep focus on yourself and being centered and grounded and drawing resources to yourself. It's not going to come from an outside source. You may be disappointed if you rely on that, but through your hard work, if you request and in some ways demand, or just keep your awareness on how you're being compensated for things, you are going to have a lot of power. Both Magician and Chariot are very powerful cards. So this one has success and victory and determination. That's why they cross the finish line first. Magician has creative imagination and power and is able to bring the things of his imagination into the world through his own creative will. So it's not relying on anyone else. It's you, Taurus, who's magician. So I'm going to encourage you towards the end of the month to keep your focus on the internal. Keep your focus on you and you drawing resources to yourself rather than them coming from an external source. Even if you had been dreaming of that, you might be disappointed if you're waiting for it to come from an outside place.